to cut the story short, and went and sold their company. I don't know whether they had a joint venture or something. Went and sold it in London for a lot of money. So when he came to see me, he was having some troubles with the Indians and some local groups here. I don't remember which ones. And that's how I came to know him. Now then I started helping him with some little money to go and fight the case in India for the mine. Eventually they won the case. I think he's entitled to $300 million to be paid back. But some of the Ugandans he went with, that they are lawyers, they say they should take 30% of the 300 million. 30% for what? He was telling me the other day, say, this is rubbish. What did they do? So that's how I came to know him. I don't remember the details, but I could see he was struggling, but with no support from the people who should be. It's really amazing. Then, later, he started telling me about these drugs now. That story he said here, he had already told me. And the laboratory in the US. And they wanted some money to pay the professors who had allowed them to use the lab or something like that. And I told Muhakanzi, and I don't know who, give him that money. What? I don't think they give you the money. So, what sort of people are we dealing with? Huh? But you can see that some of the people, where you are now, the only thing that you forgot, all of you, is to pay my rent, because you are now on my land here. Because this is I had 5 camps here. One camp was Mzee Kaima's camp, Kaima near Gombe. Then from there I came to the coffee factory where it was, across Kyobe. There used to be a coffee factory there, in the bush nearby. We're not saying in the factory, but in the bush nearby. Then this was my 3rd camp here. Here. So my rent, among the Mabanja you have, and Wambo is here, the Gomboro. And then Mzee Chove's camp, and then Migade here, Migade Milo 17. So we had 5 camps here. So it seems Magora also had the spirit of freedom fighting of Ruwero, the spirit of Ruwero here where you are, of the Ruwero Triangle. That's why he persisted and persisted and persisted, really frustrated by people who should be helping you. Like the ministry, you heard how he took his drug, which he got from the old man, to the Minister of Finance, through for 300 million shillings to pay the old man. How can you fail to do that? Even out of curiosity, why don't you go and see whether the fellow is telling lies or not? It's really amazing that we cannot. It's good that we have got freedom fighters like Magora who keep on. But I think it's also not a good idea to have dead wood in these systems. So anyway, that is the story. They went on struggling until now. They linked up with the the banks. I want to thank the Equity Bank for supporting them. And I want to congratulate them. What you are saying about the indigenous drugs, yes, I know them because that's how I grew up. I grew up by those indigenous drugs. I never went to a government hospital until the age of 80. Before that, we were just using our herbs, and they are there. Even Professor Sharaza was handling some. So therefore, I really want to congratulate Magora personally for the spirit of freedom fighting, because he has been really persecuted by people who should be helping him. Even recently, just 2 days ago, Right Honorable Speaker brought him to me about 3-4 days ago. Somebody in the government had frozen his accounts in the banks. Why freeze them? They didn't know where the money was coming from. Now I'm being told that the money is coming from Equity Bank and from these other banks. But even if the money, because they were trying to say, the government people are paid by the government. They were trying to say, this is money laundering. Where is the money coming from? Okay, if you don't know where the money is coming from, but you hear that this fellow claimed to be building a factory, why don't you go there and see what is being done? And then you say, yes, you are doing some work here, but I don't know where the money is coming from. But also let me report to the minister, because that so-called financial intelligence is under finance. How can you come and close something like this, you alone, without consulting anybody? We cannot continue to have such useless people in the system. We cannot. We cannot continue. It's not correct. Why? Why didn't you come and check? If you thought that these people are drug traffickers, but they claim to be doing something, you go and see what they are doing. Just go and see what they are doing, and then come and report. These people, I don't know where they are getting the money from, but they seem to be doing some good work. What do I do? But the way they act, there must be some other motive. There was another motive. And we are really going to clean this system. So I don't want to say much. I really want to... For me, I believed in them because when they told me about the lab in the US, what's the problem? Give them the money. They wanted a small amount of money, $300,000 or something like that, to pay the lab. That's what they needed from this man, Mhakanizi. You check. You check. What's the problem? If the man is telling lies, this is not the end of the world. How much money are we losing every day? They lose money for nothing. They fear to spend some. They refuse. Actually, they don't fear. They just refuse. So I congratulate Magora. I congratulate Professor Chakuraga for supporting him. I congratulate my sister Rebecca, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, for helping Magora when he was coming up and guiding him and supporting him in his pursuit. So let's now get moving. The Equity Bank, I thank you. You are in the right place at the right time. We shall give you all the support, and I can't say too much. We know what we shall do now that, but Magora is the one who has done most of the struggle. He's the one who suffered like Jesus suffered for us. and for us, we are now going to heaven because of his having been crucified. So the question of the neglected African diseases, that's very true. You hear that because the Europeans are not dying from malaria, they don't care about doing research in the malaria drugs. They just use the old ones. There's even a disease called hepatitis A. Recently, I was asking one of the doctors, why is there a vaccine for hepatitis B, but there's no vaccine for hepatitis A? Because they say there's no vaccine for it. There's no vaccine, I think, for hepatitis C also. Now, I think what one of the doctors told me is that maybe in Europe, they don't have much of the hepatitis A. That's why nobody has bothered to look for the vaccine. So what is killing Africans is none of... but why should they care? It is us to care for ourselves. So I really congratulate the team of Magora and Chakuraga. Stop being a slave in the US. Come back and join Magora and fight for your people. Bakuzara wa Chakuraga. Huh? Kariro. Orimura moji. Otumura rula moji. Otumura kusa. So now you come and help your people here. They don't just go there and get money, then you are a mercenary. That I'm being paid a lot of money and I forget my people. Come and join the struggle here. Use the knowledge you got to really solve all this backlog of research in the African diseases so that we get rid of them, and then we go to these other non-communicable diseases which are now the big problem. So I thank you. I'll come back for the other factories because I'm preparing something. I said I just came to give you moral support because I could see you were under attack by the pigs. So I said, let me come and chase the pigs by being there. Thank you very much.